Let me teach you how to make some money, honey. Hey guys, what's up? Mulibwanji, mulishani, muliuli, mulibuti, and everything else. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Oliver. If you are new here, before we get any further into this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel, because listen, if you don't subscribe, you're going to be missing out on So for those of you who don't know, December, January, like Christmas, New Year season is one of my most favorite holidays ever. It's my time. I love Christmas and New Year so much, and I'm trying to spread the holiday cheer to everybody else. I hope it's working, okay? I hope it's working. So today I actually just want to give you tips on how to make New Year's resolutions. So we're about to get into 2022, you guys, and I am so excited. Believe it or not, I'm so excited. I feel so old because like I'm growing older, but at the same time I'm so excited to get older, and it's like amazing for me. So when it comes to making New Year resolutions or New Year's goals, I actually started doing that in 2019. A friend of mine advised me to start doing it, and it worked like magic for me, and I thought I should actually show you guys or give you some tips on how to set your New Year resolutions. So first things first, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you write it down. Like, it's very important. You cannot have goals or resolutions in your head, things that you're just envisioning in your mind. Write it down. Like, it comes to life when you write it down. So you can have like a little book, a journal, you can have like this beautiful manila paper, you can make what do they call those things, a mood board or something like that, and just use that for you to actually envision what you want and what you're planning to do. So make sure you write your goals or your resolutions down. And then when you are actually writing your goals down, for me it's very important, and these are things I have learned over the years, it's very important to be realistic with your goals. So take into consideration that these are goals for 1 year, 12 months. It's a very short period of time. Very short period of time. It may seem like a lot, but it really isn't. So make sure that you're realistic in terms of setting goals that you know you will actually achieve within 12 months. And when you write down your goals, for me it was very important that I write down what an indicator of success to that goal is. So when I say an indicator, I mean writing down something that will show me to say that I have successfully attained my goal. So for example, if I wanted to open a restaurant in 2022, I will say my goal is to open a restaurant or to start a business in 2022. And my indicator of the success of that business would be to be able to sell 250 plates of food by the end of the year, which by the way is really low if you ask me, but you know, hypothetically speaking, if I'm able to sell 250 plates of food by the end of the year, I consider my business to have been successful. And then after you write your indicators, you need another column that's going to now tell you how are you going to do this, like what is it that you're going to do in order to achieve this. So in this column is where you put into consideration things like, is it your marketing? Do you need to hire like a professional photographer to take your food photos? Do you need to open a Facebook business page? Do you need those kinds of things? That is where you are putting that into consideration. So you know that I need to do this in order for me to do this, and if I have done this, it means I have succeeded at my goal, which is very important, you guys. Make sure you put indicators, and make sure you put how to attain your goal. Very important. Also, when you're writing your goals or your resolutions, you need to be as realistic as possible. I feel like I'm going to be talking about this throughout the video because it's one thing a lot of people really mess up on. You will write goals that are so far out of your reach that it's like, wow, you had no chance of even succeeding at this, but then you pull yourself down because you didn't achieve it, which is wild if you ask me. So make sure that you are as realistic as possible. Have a good number of goals, because listen, you can't achieve 50 things in 1 year. There isn't enough time, have a good amount of goals and put them down on paper so that you know exactly what it is that you want to do. Also, when it comes to setting goals and resolutions, one thing that I learned the hard way is to be very aware of external forces. So when we talk about external forces, I'm talking about things that will affect or influence how your goals are going to be achieved. And most of the time, these are things that are out of your control. We are talking about natural situations, deaths, sicknesses. People you actually surround yourself with are very important. They're a huge external factor to your success. Your friends and family, the kind of people who mentor you and things like that. Also, there are things like global pandemics. You know, those are things that will affect how your goals are actually going to be realized, and it's important that you put that into consideration, because it's very unfair on yourself if you set goals, not take that into consideration, and then feel bad because you didn't attain it. At the end of the day, you should always remind yourself that these are things you could not have done anything about. But when you are in situations where you can change it, you can do something about it, do your best and do what you can about it to make sure you actually attain your goal. That's very, very, very important. So another thing that I found to be very, very helpful when it comes to my goals and resolutions is to make sure to do reviews. So I like to do quarterly reviews. So that is like every 4 months I sit down and review my goals, and it can be up to you if you want to do it 2 months, if you want to do it 5 months, 6 months. That's really up to you. But sit down and review your goals. You guys, don't just write your goals on the 1st of January and forget about them and only come back and look at it on the 31st of December. That is not how you're supposed to do it. Make sure you review your goals, look at them and see, okay, so the time that has passed, it's been 4 months. What have I actually done? How far am I from achieving this goal? What is it that I need to, like, do I need to put in more work? Do I need to, you know, all those things are going to help you to recalibrate and go back to what your goal actually was. Because at the end of the day, we need to remember life happens, and sometimes it will throw you off some of the things that you thought were important. And when you look back at it, you're like, you know what, I still feel this is important. Also, don't be too hard on yourself. If you feel like there's something you missed out and now you feel like, I want to do this, you can still add it. And if there's something you feel like this is just unrealistic, check it out. There's nothing wrong with that. Check it out. And also, in terms of checking it out, one thing I learned is if you do not achieve a certain goal in that particular year, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you pushing it forward to the next year. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You can push it forward to the next year. Make sure that you are able to do it in the next year, because at the end of the day, it doesn't make you a failure because you didn't attain that particular goal. For example, one of my goals, which has honestly been on my like every single year, is being able to work out every single day. Now, I am yet to be successful at working out every single day of the year, but I will tell you that every single year, the number of months that I work out consistently has increased. So one day I will definitely get to the point where I work out for 12 months straight, and it takes a lot of hard work. So it's important, and it's okay for you to just say, okay, you know what, I couldn't do this, but I'll do it the next year. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like people really forget that making resolutions or goals is not supposed to put pressure on you. It's not supposed to be something that now makes you look down on yourself, makes you think you are not a deserving person. Goals actually supposed to make your life easier. Believe it or not. Setting goals is supposed to make your life easier, because you already know what you're supposed to do, you already know what is expected of you, and you know how to take care of your mental health in situations where everything is written down for you. Do not make goals or write goals that are going to stress you the fuck out and just burn you out and leave you finished, because then what's the point? Another thing that I found important when you're making your goals and resolutions, and I mean, some people beg to differ. But for me, I think when you're making your resolutions, try your best to refrain from resolutions that involve external factors. So these are usually things that are involving love and romance, you know, things like I would like to be married, in a relationship, have a baby, things like that. Even to have a certain type of job. I feel like there is nothing wrong with you strategically positioning yourself to have some of those things, but you need to realize that it's not entirely up to you. There is only so much you can do, making yourself available, like putting in the work, going to interviews, writing whatever, meeting new people and things like that. But there is only so much you can do, and the world needs to meet you the rest of the way. So if you were to put that on your resolution and you find that you don't do it, I fear that you will end up feeling horrible because that doesn't happen, when at the end of the day, it's really not your fault. So I would advise people to refrain from making goals that involve like emotional issues or just things that are not entirely up to you. Yeah, I think things that are just not entirely up to you is the best way to put it. Avoid doing those kinds of goals. Believe you me, if you follow these simple tips and tricks that I'm giving to you, you are going to have the best year of your life next year, because everything is going to flow. And you know, writing things down is the same as manifesting it. Everything is going to flow and it will happen for you. It has worked for me for 3 consecutive years, and I would advise anybody and everybody to make sure they do this. So make sure you rewind this video. I know I speak really fast, so you might have missed some points, but watch it again and again to make sure that you actually write the best goals that will suit you, the best goals that will make you feel better and will make your life much easier. Also, I would really like to know what kind of things you're actually putting on your New Year's resolutions. I'm really interested in knowing what you want to achieve in the next year. Please drop your comment and let me know what you plan to achieve in 2022. And for me, till next time, bye.